Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney, and today I'd like to do something a little different from my other videos, and that is to walk you through what I do when I give an opening statement in my disability cases. I find that a strong, compelling, concise opening statement can do a lot of good in a disability case. It's something that I prepare in all my cases because many judges, not all, but I'd say about 80% of the judges ask for an opening statement. And what I'm also seeing is that with the reduction in staff at Social Security, many judges don't get a chance to review the record fully before the hearing. There are some judges who don't look at it at all. So if I can give a very clear opening statement that spells out the allegations we've got, it just talks about the medical evidence clearly. It really gives the judge a clear understanding of what's going on, and in some cases can go a long way to getting a favorable decision. So I can't record the actual hearings because these cases, of course, are confidential and private. But what I can do is I'm going to give you an idea of what an opening statement sounds like. This is from a recent case, and I've changed some of the facts, of course. But this is an example of what I would say in a case before a Social Security judge. In this particular case, and I'm going to do an example for, it's for what is called a closed period of disability. And the closed period basically means that my client is not asking for ongoing disability, but she's asking for disability for a period of time. In this case, from September 2014 through February of 2016. So when I talk about a closed period, that's what I'm discussing. So here's what I would say. Here's an example of how I would approach a disability case, an opening statement, and it may give you an idea of what I do, and again, you get an idea of what I think an effective opening statement can be, and you can see why this might be something that a judge would find useful. So here goes. Your Honor, my name is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm here on behalf of the claimant, and I would state the claimant's name. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about my client's case. She is 39 years old. She has a college education. She's also worked in the past as a licensed professional nurse, an LPN, and also a CNA. She has an LPN certificate, and for the last 7 years she's worked as an LPN at a nursing home. And prior to that, she worked as a CNA at nursing homes as well. And for the last 15 years, she has basically worked in patient care at various nursing homes. And basically what she's done is she's been responsible for moving patients, bathing patients, turning them, lifting them. Some of these patients are as much as 200 pounds, and often she's doing this by herself. And over the years, she's developed some neck and back issues. And it turns out that the MRI report suggests that she's got some spinal stenosis, which is something congenital, something she's had since birth. And over time, the constant lifting and bending and moving people has caused arthritis formation. In September of 2014, she was noticing that her level of pain was increasing, and finally, at some point in 2015, and we're alleging an onset date of September 15th of 2014, she woke up in so much pain she could not function. Basically, her entire arm, both arms were completely numb. She felt needles and pins type of tingling, a great deal of pain in her neck, could not move her neck at all. She was obviously frightened by this development, called the ambulance, went to the emergency room. She was given some medications and sent to a neurosurgeon for evaluation. The neurosurgeon did an MRI, which is Exhibit 3F, page 17, and the MRI showed that she had herniated discs at 2 levels, in the cervical spine, C2 and 3 and C3 and 4. After that, the neurosurgeon recommended conservative treatment, which is fairly common. She underwent epidural injections, a series of 3 epidural injections. She was also referred to physical therapy, which did not help at all. She was given pain medications. None of this helped, and in early December of 2014, she underwent a multi-level discectomy and fusion where the discs involved, C2 and 3 and C3 and 4, were fused, and basically, as part of this surgery, she was essentially immobilized for a period of about 6 weeks. Really couldn't do anything. After coming out of immobilization, after she was given the leeway to start doing some home exercises and so forth, she noted that some of the numbness and tingling had gone away, but as her doctor noted, and this is Exhibit 7F, page 15, the pain continued. She still complained of a great deal of pain. And despite having additional physical therapy and some medications, and that's described in Exhibit 8F, and the physical therapy notes are in Exhibit 9F, she never did get full restoration of function. And so by July, her neurosurgeon basically said, there's nothing more I can do for you. You're not a surgical candidate at this point, and I'm going to refer you to pain management. So the doctor referred her to pain management. She began treating with Dr. Jones for pain management. Those records are Exhibit 9F. And the Dr. Jones tried a number of different medications. She was on Flexeril, she was on hydrocodone, she was on Neurontin. None of these medications really gave her restoration of function or really controlled the pain. She's complaining of, in these records, you'll note she's complaining of constant severe pain. There were days, at least 3 days a week, where she had difficulty getting out of bed at all because of the level of pain. She would need to, had difficulty moving her head. She would need to lie in a recliner, keep her head supported. She could sit for no more than 10 or 15 minutes. She could stand for no more than 5 or 10 minutes, and again, spent most of her time in the recliner. She also had significant side effects of these pain medications, and this is described in the functional capacity evaluation we've submitted at 11F. And some of the side effects she was experiencing were fatigue, difficulty maintaining attention and concentration, difficulty focusing, being alert. Dr. Jones also indicated she'd be likely to miss 3 to 4 days of work a month. She'd be likely to need to take unscheduled breaks because of the need to lie down. She would need to avoid turning her head from side to side. All these factors would have made it very difficult for her to do any kind of work at all. She did continue with the pain management treatment. She was completely compliant with the treatment, and by February of 2016, her condition had stabilized. The medications the doctor decided on certain medications, and she was able to again function somewhat. She was a very motivated worker. Again, as I noted, she'd worked for 15 or 16 years straight as a CNA and LPN. She could not go back to that kind of work, but she did find a job working in a facility where she was pushing a cart and basically delivering medications in a hospital to various rooms. She did that starting in February of 2016. She did that for about 6 months. Discovered that she could not stand and walk, and the pushing was becoming a problem, so she got another job where it's basically a sit-down job. She's doing packing type of job, making not a whole lot of money, but she is working, and she was able to, again, continue to work despite some of these medical issues. Her doctor is telling her that there's a good likelihood she's going to need to have lumbar surgery. That's something we'll deal with down the road, but right now she is able to work at a fairly low-level job. She has a great deal of pain. She is taking pain medications. She has difficulty getting to work frequently, has to have somebody bring her to work, but nevertheless, she was able to work. So we feel that during the closed period, which again is from September 15th of 2014 to February 28th of 2016, that her functional capacity for work was so eroded by both the physical pain that she was dealing with, the limitation of movement, the medication side effects, that she would not have been a reliable worker, and we would ask you to award a closed period of benefits for this time period. So that's basically the argument that we're presenting to the court today, and I'm happy to examine my client to bring out additional evidence for Your Honor. Thank you very much. So that is an example of an opening statement that I might give. And again, every judge has different preferences and different ways to approach it. Some judges might want more focus on the medical exhibits. Other judges might want me to go shorter or longer, or to go into more detail about the work history. But that's an example of what an opening statement sounds like. And you can see, just by listening to that, you get a fairly clear picture of what my client's gone through and some of the issues she's dealing with. So that is what I do in preparation for a case. And I also, by the way, would probably put that into a brief form where I'd make my opening statement a little more formalized in a brief if the judge wants that as well. And sometimes I do both. But that's an example of what I do when I'm giving an opening statement. I hope you find this useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube and like this on Facebook. If you've not done so already, please subscribe to our Secrets of Getting Approved Early survival kit. It's something I think we've put a good bit of time into developing, and I think you'll find it very, very useful. If I can be of assistance to you, please reach out to me directly. Happy to give you a free case analysis. And for now, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you well. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.